Welcome to Cupcake Chats. This is your boy, Jazan Azari, and today is a very special episode. Today is the very last day that I get to spend, enjoy, and do whatever I want in my 20s because tomorrow I will be 30. Um, and I just wanted to reflect on a little bit of how my 20s went. 20s was just so scatterbrain. Like I was in college. I finished college at 21, 22, 21, 22. Um intern for celebrities, helped build my own brand, had some fun times, fell in love, thought I was in love, moved, lived some of the best places in the world, traveled, grew out of my chicken tenders and fries order choices. My 20s were amazing. And I think everything that I did in my 20s really set me up for great success in my 30s. Looking back on what the 20s instilled in me was work. Like, even if there's not a paycheck attached to it, I know that sounds crazy. Work. I built up my contact list. I got out of my comfort zone. I just started going for what I felt I deserve. Like in the beginning, you fail because you don't properly plan. But once you fail a couple times, you get the hang of it. Like I had to develop strategies on how I was going to do this and how I was going to do that based off of what I was entangled in. Like I went from writing for television to being a stagehand and interning for Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell, a few rappers. Like it was just a time to be alive. I actually worked with Chrissy Teigen before she became the person that y'all know today. Um, I've written on some of your favorite USA shows, Fox shows. Learned that, you can't always trust people for face value. Sometimes you have to contract up, you have to go through the whole entire business is business. Like there's no handshakes, there's no I got yous. Like you need to handle your business properly. And that has turned me into the force that I am today. Um Thank you to my 1.2 million people that follow me online, wherever you are. I appreciate you because without you, I would not be in a position to do things like this and nobody would be listening. However, here I am and I'm here to help those people that are able to not just benefit from me, but they're showing me that they have helped themselves. I've lost some friends over the years. I have my core four friends. You know who you are. Thank you for holding me down when nobody believed in me. We made it. uh, it's just so surreal just reflecting on everything. Like even saying this now. Like it's like, wow, I really made it through some things that I did not think I was capable of making it out of. Like, I really stayed up some nights. Still, I stay up now to like 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I have to turn right back around at 6 and do it all over again. I mean, in the beginning, yeah, it was cool. I did my bullshit. I had my friends, quote unquote, and everything was somewhat good, but the better life got for me after putting in work, it seems like, I started having issues, low key. And the issue was I was elevating and it really, really hit me hard. Um, I didn't know how to handle that per se. Like everything's cool until some of your peers, friends, family aren't at the same level as you. And everybody's not going to have a issue or a conflict with it. But there's always a few people hiding out in the corner like we still want to hang. Yeah, I would love to hang, but I have things to do now. Like I have people that are paying me to make sure they're in a position to look better in life, be seen, be visible, like be present. So I can't always be present for other people. And my four core friends, they understand that. Like they have their kids, like we might not talk every day. And I learned that about friendships. Some friendships happen to teach you a lesson, whether the lesson is, hey, things happen in life. Everybody's not going to be your friend. Some were just temporary. Some have been staples since I can remember walking and talking. Like all of my friendships that I have right now are at least 10 years strong. And that's crazy because I met most of these people, two in particular. Well, no. 3 out of the 4 I met in the last 10 years. One is my best friend since kindergarten, and we've been rocking and rolling forever. It is never gonna change because my life has elevated so much, yet they still hold me down. And I appreciate that, and I always will look out for these 4 people. And going into 30, I want to just continue to be able to give opportunities to people. Thank you to everybody that's reached out to me, that wants me to represent them, that wants me to just get it done. Like, get in the bag, help them feed their families, like, just take over the world in a sort. Like, I've totally gone the distance. And a lot of this I didn't think I was capable of because honestly, I'm not a forefront person. I'm behind the scenes, which is why a lot of people don't see my face. However, I make sure I hustle and grind the moment I wake up. And that is something I learned very early on in life. And that's something that's not going to change because when you are depending on nobody but yourself, yes, I have people around me. And another thing that I have to realize out of all of my friends, you know, when your parents used to tell you, hey, check in with me, do this, do that. Like in the beginning of my 20s, I was like, oh my God, why do my parents want to be so invested in my life and all this other stuff? Like, I'm kind of grown. Like, why are you doing this? But as I close out my 20s, entering my 30s, I'm so thankful for my parents because both of them, they didn't judge me, they didn't question me. Like, even at a young age, they always let me make my own decisions. Like, my job as a publicist is not your traditional job. Like, you don't just tell people, oh, I'm going to be a publicist because even I didn't know I was going to be a publicist. I started out wanting to be a musician or a songwriter, and then I transcended through the whole entire paper mill where I became like a writer, a editor, and a reviewer, researcher for like television. The pay wasn't there and I wasn't happy, and then people were like kind of taking my ideas. So, that part of my life was just very sour, but along the way I met people that taught me that, you have to get up. You can't just look at that one downside as the end of the world, because it's not. Like, every second you get in life, you can restart your life. Like, you don't have to wait for the next hour, you don't have to wait for the next day. You can reset yourself at any time. And one thing I've always done is, when I'm not happy with my life, I just stop giving certain things energy. Like, I just do a full revamp of just like how I just want to feel. Like, if people in my life at that time were not supporting me and they had no legitimate reason, like I said, two of my very close core friends, they have children, at least two. We might not talk every day, but we do make time to talk to each other when we have time. It's not like I have to go hunting you down to talk to you. Like, if I feel like every time we have a conversation, you need or want something, I like, you gotta go. Like, you can't stay around me, because I get the same 24 hours in one of my former clients. I get the same 24 hours you get in a day, and how you choose to spend it is up to you. She taught me so much, and I thank that woman for everything. Like, if it wasn't for working for that individual, I wouldn't be here as strong-minded, independent as I am right now. Like, everything that happened in my life happened for a reason, wouldn't change it. My 20s was freaking amazing. And I met some amazing people along the way, whether they're still in my life or not. Like, I rocked it out. I made situations that didn't even look like a situation into something monumental, like phenomenal. Like, I just put my heart on the line, didn't even see where I was going. Like, I just ran until I had something that I could work with. And boom, here I am going into my 30s. Easy 7 figures. Easy way to just move around and get up when I want to. Like, I am the blueprint of what a lot of people want to work for. And a lot of people asking me, what did I do? How did I start making so much money? Like, how do I know these individuals? And one thing I can tell people, you just have to work. You have to be in the right place at the right time, yes, but at the same time, there are situations that a lot of us are placed in that a lot of people are like, nah, I'm not doing it because I'm not getting paid. Oh, no, I'm not doing it because I don't have time. Or, oh, I just want to go to the club. Or, I want to do this. I want to do that. I sacrificed so much in my 20s to be where I am right now. And in my 30s, I'm still going to sacrifice, but I'm going to start enjoying some of the things that I was able to obtain because I sacrificed. And by closing out this, that turned into like a soapbox almost. By closing out this, I want to tell people, if I could tell myself 10 years ago when I was in college, about to like graduate, about what I should be doing or what I need to do more of, speak the fuck up. Like, I'm still conservative, quiet, I'm in the background. I do what I have to do when I need to. However, at the same time, I just be in the back, like, okay, do. Like, and there were so many times I could have done great things when I was younger, but I just didn't have that self-esteem. And, dating certain individuals, I gained that because I was like, this person was putting me down because of this. But I look in the mirror, I was like, I'm not really what you're saying I am. And that's when I had to start like desegregating my friends. Like, I just had to just depart from some of those individuals. Like, okay, you say I'm this, however, you're kind of describing yourself. So, one thing I used to be so big on is I used to listen to people's opinions and I used to just go off that. Dead that shit. If you're doing that now, if you hear this and you're in your 20s or you ain't reached 20 or you're in your 40s, I don't care what age you are. Don't let somebody else's opinion navigate your life. Because if I did that, I wouldn't be in the position I am today. And I'll probably be somewhere very sad and depressed. Still, like, why is my life like this? Like, my life isn't the greatest. However, my life is amazing. Like, I can literally go to bed, hop up, get on a plane, take a taxi, take a vacation, still get my work done, and still have money in my bank account and see my family, take care of my friends, like whatever. Like, any and everything is possible right now in my life. And that's because I got up and got in the dirt, dug, put in my blood, sweat, and tears. I put in the effort and the work very early on, and I stopped listening to people because a lot of people that are giving you advice, some of those people are haters. Sometimes you'll be sitting next to somebody that you've known your whole entire life, and you never know they're a hater until an opportunity presents themselves. And sometimes when I look back now, like some of the people that I had to cut off, they had me cutting off people that weren't doing anything to me. And that is why you have to really watch the company that you keep. Um, but I'm glad I learned. Um, glad I don't require a lot of people in my life, and that is very important. Like, you can't have a lot of friends, because if you have a lot of friends, for starters, when you gonna have time to talk to all of them once your life gets to where you want it to be, or like they say, you can't take everybody with you. Like, I have a cluster of friends. I have some associates, don't get me wrong. I have colleagues, people I work with, and I have my parents, and I have family members that I do talk to here and there, but not as much as my parents. Like, handful of people. That's all you need. Handful of people. Focus on your dreams. Stop listening to people. Um not well, don't stop listening to people. Stop taking what people say to heart. Like, if it comes from a good place and it comes from a good place, cool. However, at the same time, you still have to make that own decision of yours. Like, you have to make that final decision for yourself. You can't just say, oh, just because they said this, I need to possibly do this, and then you ponder on it. No. Do what you want to do, make your mistakes, and don't do anything crazy. However, just make sure you have a plan to get yourself out of whatever you're getting yourself into. Now, that is something else I learned. I quit my job 3 times before I was able to stand on my own, work for myself, and pay my own bills from my own hustles and talents. Like, the first 2 times, I wasn't prepared. The first time, I just jumped out there because, um, I want to be my own boss. I want to do this. I want to do that. Yeah, cool. The second time I did it, I was okay for a while. Like, I was relying on somebody to keep me employed because I was working for them. And, when the work wasn't there, there was nothing else. And during that time, I had to cut off a couple friends because, when you're down, you don't need somebody keeping you down. You want somebody to, like, be realistic with you. However, at the same time, you want somebody that's not going to uh keep kicking you while you're down. Like, those type of individuals in your life, get rid of them now. You say something slick to me, no, gotta go. You look at me wrong in a negative way, you gotta go. Like, I'm not saying people are dispensable, but you have to protect your energy. You have to do what's best for you. You have to do best for whoever you might have to take care of at the end of the day. I don't care if you've known this person in 20 years. If that person gets disrespectful with you, and you feel a certain way about it, and you feel like they should apologize, and you're not going to tell them apologize, but if they feel like later on, let's just say that day or that week or whatever, how long the situation might last or hover on your mind, and you feel like, they disrespected me, and then they really, didn't change their approach with me. Like, if that approach still happens and you continue to disrespect me, you got to go. I'm sorry. Like, no, we're not doing that. And by saying that is, you have to stand up. You have to, one of the best key, one of the best pieces of advice I've given is speak up, voice your opinion. If you don't like it, say it. That's it. Like, in closing that out, going into my 30s, I want to tell people just live your life. You only get one. You can't think about stuff too hard, but you want to make sure you can cover yourself if something happens. I mean, yeah, like, I'm not saying go out there and live free and just, act irresponsible, but at the same time, know your responsibilities. Don't limit yourself to what you're think you're capable of, because there's certain things I didn't know I was capable of because I never even thought outside the box. So, closing this out one last time. This is your boy Jazan Azari, and you are rocking with me now for Cupcake Chats. I hope to give y'all more of these in my 30s, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll start expanding on what this really truly is meant to be. And in the meantime, you can follow me on social media at JZONAZARI. And if you have a question for me, you can hit my line at, you can hashtag me. Actually, you can hashtag Ask the Azarian, AskTheAzarian. Or if you have another question and you don't have social media and some of the people listening to this might not, you can text my number, and it is 404-737-2822. And all you have to do is text the word ask, ASK, and I will respond back to you, answer your questions, do a little segment during one of my Cupcake Chats, and give you the feedback, advice that you need. And on that note, I'm about to go finish some work and hopefully be able to enjoy my birthday. And y'all, good people, take it easy. I love you. Peace and light. Out.